One of the most controversial storylines in House of the Dragon is the complicated relationship between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her uncle, Daemon. When Rhaenyra was young, she and her uncle developed a very close relationship, perhaps too close. Then, Daemon left the capital for a long time, and when he returned, they rekindled their relationship and even got married, to the fury of King Viserys. For many in the Seven Kingdoms, this marriage was unexpected. After all, Rhaenyra and Daemon were niece and uncle, and there was a 16-year age difference between them. It might have been understandable if this marriage had been arranged by her father for political advantage, but the king himself was against it. So why did Daemon marry Rhaenyra in the first place? What reasons pushed them into this union, and did they even have a choice? First, let's briefly recall the connections between Rhaenyra and Daemon before their marriage. At a young age, Rhaenyra was married off to Laenor Velaryon, the heir to House Velaryon, who, if Rhaenyra ascended the throne, would become her king consort, meaning he would not hold real power. Rhaenyra and Laenor had 3 sons, although many believed that the real father of the boys was Rhaenyra's protector, Sir Harwin Strong, to whom they bore a striking resemblance. However, Laenor was mysteriously killed at a fair, and Rhaenyra became a widow. As for Daemon, he had already been married twice before Rhaenyra. In his youth, he was married against his will to Lady Rhea Royce of the Vale of Arryn. Daemon loathed his wife, and she felt the same about him. He asked his brother, the king, to annul the marriage several times, but was always refused. One day, while Daemon was fighting in the Stepstones, his wife Rhea had a fatal fall from her horse back home. Upon hearing of this, Daemon was overjoyed as he was finally free. His second wife was Laena Velaryon, the older sister of Rhaenyra's husband, Laenor. This marriage turned out to be a happy one. Daemon loved and respected his wife. They had twin daughters and spent much of their time traveling through the free cities and the eastern continent of Essos. However, this happiness came to an end when Laena became pregnant again. The childbirth was difficult and unsuccessful, resulting in the birth of a deformed boy who lived less than an hour. Laena herself did not survive the childbirth, dying from complications. Thus, Daemon became a widower, and it was after this, without even waiting for the appropriate mourning period, that Daemon married his niece Rhaenyra, the heir to the throne of the Seven Kingdoms. Why did he do this? There were several reasons. The Targaryens were a unique dynasty in the Seven Kingdoms. They did not originate from this continent, but from ancient Valyria, wielded dragons, and possessed a distinct appearance, silver hair and violet eyes. The Targaryens also brought with them to Westeros the custom of marrying their close relatives. In their family, it was normal for a brother to marry his sister, even a full-blooded one. This was done to preserve Valyrian blood, preventing it from being diluted with the blood of the Andals and the First Men. Essentially, it was to maintain their exclusivity, which, in the eyes of many, was what gave them the right to rule. There were many examples of such marriages. Rhaenyra's father was married to his sister. Her grandfather was also married to his sister. Her ancestor, Maegor the Cruel, married his nieces. So, in this regard, the marriage between Daemon and Rhaenyra was entirely in line with Targaryen traditions. However, this was not the only reason. We should not dismiss the real affection Daemon felt for Rhaenyra. When she was a young girl, he only toyed with her, viewing her as nothing more than a child, teasing her, showering her with gifts, and teaching her life lessons. But when he returned to the capital after his exile, he no longer found a girl, but a young woman, beautiful, strong, intelligent, and ambitious. Ambitious to the same extent as himself, if not more. This could not help but impress Daemon, and he likely became genuinely infatuated with Rhaenyra. So, since it wasn't forbidden by Targaryen law, marrying her became a logical step for him. Another significant factor in this decision was likely Daemon's relationship with his older brother, King Viserys. As children, they were close and friendly. But Daemon had always believed from a young age that he was far better suited to rule than his brother. Indeed, Daemon was brave, decisive, harsh, and ambitious. He truly wanted power. In contrast, Viserys was soft, yielding, kind, and did not crave power at all, viewing the king's title as a responsibility and burden rather than a reward. This began to create conflicts between the brothers. For a long time, Daemon was confident that since his brother had no sons, he was next in line for the throne. Though he loved his brother, Daemon waited to take his place. So when Viserys declared his daughter Rhaenyra as his heir, Daemon was furious. In such circumstances, it can be assumed that Daemon married Rhaenyra to spite his brother, as if to say, "Aha, you named your daughter as your successor, but I will marry her against your will," thus devaluing all your efforts and disrupting all your plans. And in many ways, that's exactly what happened. Let's not forget that Daemon bore the nickname the Rogue Prince. He was a great lover of women and all sorts of pleasures, unburdened by moral principles, a sense of duty, or other prejudices. Daemon took pride in his independence and unpredictability. He enjoyed shocking people, putting them in awkward situations, and doing what no one expected. Marrying his niece, Rhaenyra, the heir to the throne, fit perfectly with this behavior. With one action, Daemon shocked the entire kingdom, disrupted the plans of the king and the great houses, sowed discord between different factions at court, strengthened Rhaenyra's claim to the throne while simultaneously weakening it, and intensified the conflict with Viserys' younger sons. In short, he stirred up the beehive quite well, and he was surely very pleased with himself. However, I still see the lust for power as his primary motivation. Yes, Daemon did truly love Rhaenyra, or at least had warm feelings for her, wanted to spite his brother, and justified his reputation. But more than anything, he craved power and pursued it by any means necessary. In the current situation, with the throne contested by Rhaenyra, the official heir on one side, and her younger brother Aegon, who by law had a stronger claim as a male, on the other, Daemon decided that his best chance was to ally with Rhaenyra. If he supported Aegon, he would never see power. Aegon was young and strong, and he had two younger brothers ahead of Daemon in the line of succession. If Daemon declared himself king and simply tried to seize the Iron Throne, he would have had no support. He wasn't well liked at court. He was the king's younger brother, and the king's children were ahead of him in the line of succession. Plus, he didn't have an army. Therefore, Rhaenyra became the logical choice. She already had a powerful Blacks faction rallying around her, and most of the lords of the Seven Kingdoms had sworn loyalty to her. As the queen's husband and a Targaryen, Daemon would have had far more opportunities to take the throne. After all, who knows what could happen to Rhaenyra after victory? So in reality, Daemon had plenty of reasons to marry his niece. What do you think of this character? Share your thoughts in the comments.